Hey folks, this is Bill Quain. I'm an Amazon best-selling author and the author of 19 books. And I want to tell you something. I'm in a newsroom today because the way that publishing is going on in the world is so different. It's big news because now anybody can become a published author with high quality writing at low prices that fans love. This isn't talking about writing something that's obscure and sits on a shelf. I'm talking about learning to write highly targeted stuff that really has a fan base for it built in already, because there's people already buying this stuff. And there are so many new channels. There's the Kindle, and there's the iBooks, and the online books, Amazon. So, hey, stick with me, folks. What I want to do is I want to help you become a published author because it's fantastic, and you're going to love the way it feels. It'll change your life. Now look, folks, there are two kinds of authors you can become. You can become an author who writes books because they love to write. And we work with those people. Or else you become an author who writes books to make money, and which is the kind of author I am. And I work with those people too. And either way, folks, either way, I'm going to show you how to leverage. And this concept of leverage is so important for authors, especially if you're the kind of author who wants to make money. And I want you to think about this real seriously, because I don't want you just writing a book. I want you to begin a relationship with a fan base that's going to grow and going to demand more from you. See, wouldn't that be great if you have fans? Now, I've sold over 2.3 million books. It may be closer to 2.4 million now. But guess what? I don't have 2.4 million readers. You know what I have? I have a hardcore of readers, maybe 400,000 or 500,000 that have bought 4 or 5 of my books. And so when my next book comes out, my fans are waiting for it. That's leverage. And I became a best-selling author a while ago. But guess what I did this year when I released my latest book called Happy Leap Year? And of course, this is a leap year. On Leap Year Day, I became an Amazon best-selling author. Why did I do that? Because I needed it? No, because I wanted to have that leverage to be able to show you how to do it. See, folks, becoming an Amazon best-selling author, just becoming an author in general is great. It gives you credibility, and you can leverage that for all kinds of things. If you then become an Amazon best-selling author, oh, this gives you so much credibility, so much ability to leverage. And what I want to help you do is step from there, from this simple act of writing a book, into becoming an author and really enjoying yourself. You're going to love hearing from your fans, and you'll love the checks they send you too. Now, folks, writing a book today, it's not that hard because we've got the word processors, we've got the on-demand publishers, and we show you how to do that. I have a program called Write Fast, Publish Cheap, and Sell More. We show you how to do all that kind of stuff. You know what's hard for authors to come up with is what we call the marketing funnel. Learning how to build a fan base and learning how to interact with them. And what the marketing funnel is, it's wide at the top, and you're going to use attractors, which is what we show you how to do, to attract fans to you. You're going to capture their information, their name and email address. You're going to start interacting with them, and you're going to start developing them, and you're going to learn to build your business. And today, you see, people think, oh, I'd like to have a publisher publish me, and they'll do all the work. They don't. I just saw John Grisham on TV this morning, and guess what? John Grisham, he writes a new book. He's a famous author. He's still out there pounding the pavement himself. Why? His publisher doesn't do it for him. They never did. It was a myth, but they especially don't do it now. Everything has changed. So go with somebody, and by the way, folks, you don't want to go with somebody who wants to talk to you about building a fan base. You want to go with authors who have showed you how to build a fan base because they know how to do it. That's what you want. Hey, stick with authors who have already done it. Get with a bestseller. You can be one too. All right, now, here's a question we hear from people all the time. I've written my book, now what? Well, once you have a book written, folks, the work really gets interesting. It really gets fun. Because now, all of a sudden, you're talking about attracting fans. And so what you want to do is you want to take your book and you want to pull that book apart and you want to start using it for other products. In other, here's a common problem. I get a lot of authors who wrote a book. And sometimes we help them write it. Sometimes they do it by themselves, and they come in, I've got a book. Now what I do, I say, well, okay, suppose this book is successful. What is the one thing that your fans are going to want if they read your book and like it? They're going to want more. So we want to show you how to do a series of books. Or we want to show you how to take a character out of your book, for example, and spin it off into something else. Look what TV shows do. You know, it's fantastic. We want to show you how to take a chapter or a concept out of your book and make what we call an audio workbook out of it, which, by the way, you can sell for a lot more than a book. It's great money. See, in other words, once you write that book, what you've done is you've claimed your space in the world. And now we can help you now expand that space. And you're going to make more money, and you're also going to make your customers happier. And whether you write for yourself or whether you're writing for your customers and writing to make money, it doesn't matter. You still need to do this. You need to be more than a one-book wonder, but you don't have to go through the pain of doing another whole book again. There's all kinds of things you can do. We can help you with that. That's a great way to say to yourself, okay, I wrote my book, now what? This is what. Now here's something people ask us about all the time. They say, hey, can I get somebody to read this book and maybe edit it for me so I'm not sending out some bad stuff? You know what? That's a great idea. I really recommend that. There's nothing worse than putting out bad writing. And what we want to do is we want to help give you confidence, folks. We want you to feel like that what you wrote has value to it, that it's readable, that it's reaching a certain market, and that people will understand what it is you're trying to do. So yeah, get an editor. That's a great thing. And also, here's the other thing too, folks. Your book's design. A lot of people think of the design of the book just as the cover. That's important. But you know what? The interior layout of your book is really important. Now, it's not so important for electronic stuff like the Kindle and that kind of stuff because formatting sort of gets thrown out the window anyway. But for a print book, establishing a theme with that is a really great thing to do. And finally, we have a lot of people asking us, well, how do I actually publish my book? You know, today, folks, publishing is push button. It's just plain push button. It's so easy to do, and it's so inexpensive, and you're going to love it. It's going to change your world. Now, look, folks, you don't have to go through this alone. This is the great thing. If you're an author, you've got friends out there, and you'd be amazed at how much information there is. And actually, sometimes there's so much information you can't quite figure it all out. So what you want to do is you want to get somebody who's going to stand by your side, who's going to read your stuff, who's going to listen to you and say, I just can't seem to figure out what to write next. You're going to want somebody to help you figure out a great title for your book. You want just people to help you. And this is something you shouldn't be ashamed of, you shouldn't worry about, and you shouldn't be worried about paying too much for. Because it's gotten really reasonable, and the thing is, the worry this can take off you, the time it can give you, because we can shorten the time it takes to bring your book to the market, and the way we can help you get your book into the hands of the right people. You know, I get asked by people all the time, you know, what kind of book should I write? Well, write books that people will read and buy. We were talking to some healthcare people one time, and this person was saying, she was an author, and she's saying, I said, who's your audience? She said, well, my audience is anybody who's sick because they need this book. And I thought about it for a second, and I said, you know what? You know, I don't know that sick people buy books. You know who buys books? Hypochondriacs. They buy books because they're afraid of becoming sick. We can help you with those kinds of decisions. We'll hold your hand. You need somebody on your side. We're in your corner, kid.